Hey everyone. Yeah, so I'm not. I'm a data guy, so I collect a lot of information. I'm not a big speaker at all, so maybe all over the place. Okay. So what I did a couple of years ago is when I realized everything that was happening in schools, I did download a lot of data from a lot of school districts, universities, and school district and teacher unions all across the countries. So and I index all that data to find specific information about what is going on in the school. Let's say regarding gender ideologies. Can you put the website there? What? Okay, good. You need to do that. So I put all that data on my website just so everyone can go there. Every organizations can go there and download it to make events like this or to make little rallies and all this stuff. Just wait a minute. Yeah. I'm just gonna explain why the website. Good. There we go. That's a pedophile from Abbotsford actually. A very famous one. So luckily in Abbotsford we are a very good police force, so they get those guys pretty fast. So okay, wait now. Just gonna close this room. Wait. I just want to get all of this.
You want me to
Yeah, no,
do that for you, Pierre?
that'd be good. There we go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I exposed pedophile, as you can see. Those are all pedos. Everyone know Ben Levin? Ben Levin used to be one of the Ministry of Education in Ontario, and he's the one who rewrite the entire sex curriculums. So yeah, so the guy who rewrite the entire Ontario sex health educations was a convicted pedophile. And we got that one here who was a entire health top doctors in BC was another pedophile. So I truly believe that the institutions actually is full of pedo. So, and the thing is, it's not just some things I believe. What I did is I find the information and I made this information right there. It's not just me saying that I believe there is problems in schools. It's I provide all the information. So I find over 2,000 cases of teacher misconduct related to sexual abuse from 1998 to 2023, and probably the case is a bit more than 2,000 now. So, and this is only in the 3 provinces in Canada, in the Alberta, BC, and Ontario, because they are the only province who report, who made public the teacher misconduct case. So only in 3 provinces, there is 13 provinces. So, and that's something I think we need to work on, is to make sure that every province are making public all the teacher misconduct case, because now we are a little bit blind about what's going on in school. We know there is a lot of abuse. I mean, 2,000 cases between 1998 and 2023, it's a lot of cases. And it doesn't seem that a lot of, let's say, a lot of those politicians and those activists, they don't want to acknowledge that there is a problem of abuse in school. And there is a big problems regarding sexual abuse in school. And the problem I find with the gender, all the curriculum about sexual orientations and gender identities, it removes all the mechanisms actually in school that are there to prevent sexual abuse. So because there are things now that teachers are capable of speaking with children who they were not capable of speaking with children before. So now we remove this under the guise of inclusivities and diversities and all this BS that we all know. So we remove the mechanism to prevent sexual abuse. So actually, so that's one of the dangers. And there is some things about the school becoming safe. It's the question is who the school is safe for. The thing is, you got the guy with a big breast from Alton School District. He's going there in school with big breasts. He's expressing his fetish in the front of all students safely, right? But then the safety of the children is at risk. But that activist is able to go there and to express his fetish in front of children. So the school has become safe for those people. So those weirdos, I would call them exactly like that, they are able to go to school, express themselves, whatever the heck they want. So without any punishment, any repercussions, without even losing the job for doing that. So the school actually has become safe for them, not for the children. So that's the thing that I think people have to keep in mind when they talk about safety, is who the school are safe for. And my strong belief is the school are safe for the activists, and I think we all know that by now. And the things too is by allowing all these conversations about sexuality to with children's, which we all got the proof now, and just to go to back to that is, and that's the reason why I provide this, because to show that this is true. There is kids are exposed to sexually explicit material. This is not a lie. So that's why I provide that data actually on the site. Anyway, so the point I try to make is, by allowing those discussions with children about all those sexual topics who were not allowed before, we actually made invisible all the victims of abuse. Because now the victim of abuse is just fit like anyone else with students, because everyone's now is kind of in the schools know about all the sexual stuff, and they speak about sexuality and all this stuff. But in the past, the way that because teachers are mandatory reporters, in the past the way that teachers were able to identify victim of abuse, it was with the language of the child. So the way that the children, if the children were speaking about sexual stuff that no children should know, then the teacher knew that something was maybe wrong with the children. So then they were able to make to go with the step that they are supposed to do when they have doubt that there is maybe sexual abuse in school. Well, now the problem is that all children know about this sexual deep stuff. You know, because no 9 years old should know about anal sex or fellations and you know, and all the crap they're teaching in school. So, and even the police at that time, that's the way they were identifying victims of sexual abuse, is by the language the children use. So now if every children use this language, how can you identify the victim of abuse? So that's my point when I say we're making all the victims of abuse invisible. We can't see them anymore because we all speak. So that, and so that's another part of the big, you know, I call it the pedo-Marxist agenda. It's a Marxist agenda run by pedophiles, and the only and that's why I think every parents have to do something, because if we don't do anything, it will be hell on earth for our children, because this is run by very crazy people, like you can see right there. Those, and you know, I got 2,000 of those people, maybe even more now. I don't calculate them anymore. So wait, I'm just gonna take some more. Just. Yeah, I know I saw. So yeah, so and it's all a part of the grooming things, right? So they want to silence the victims. So and the problem with all this is they try to groom the entire society to make us believe that what they are doing is correct, because it's hard to understand why they make all this stuff, the sexual stuff, so public. They made this like if it was okay. If it was okay for a teacher to talk about sexual orientation, or if it was okay for a teacher to identify as a pansexual, sapphisexual, intersex, and whatever, which is not okay actually, according to teacher codes of conduct. But they groom us to believe that this is okay. So that's why they make this so public to everyone. So now we start to think, oh, well, I'm not going to do anything because, you know, it's everywhere. Every school's got this. It seems to be acceptable, therefore it is acceptable. But it's a lie. It is not acceptable. And I got teacher misconduct cases that are proving that showing children's sexually explicit materials is not acceptable. And there is punishments for doing that. And I got the teacher misconduct case to prove that. So there is one teacher that played the songs Lady Gaga, Bad Romance, in front of his classrooms. I mean, if you compare the songs Lady Gaga, Bad Romance between and the book Genderqueer, let's say, would show a boy giving fellations to a man, it's night and day. You know what I mean? But the guy was punished for showing that sound, for listening that sound in the classroom. Lady Gaga, right? So and there is many other cases where teacher was showing explicit stuff. There is a teacher actually that had on his laptop half naked woman in bikini, and one student went behind him and saw the picture of the woman, with the breasts, and yeah, and that teacher was finished. So there are consequences for teacher to show this stuff to children. And if you take a look at the teacher commissioner in BC, and I think here you got the Ontario College of Teacher, I believe. Yeah, so they got all the procedures to for parents to complain about teachers if the teachers show this to the children. So that's the thing. So they can't do it. So, and it's clear that they can't. So that's one thing. And to go back to gender ideology, the things with gender ideology and gender expressions. Let's say if we were living in a world where puberty blockers did not exist, testosterone. I mean, we were not able to give puberty blockers to children. Testosterone, we should not give this to children, and estrogens, and the little girl will not get mutilated by the state. If we were living in that world, gender ideology and gender expressions, it's one thing, right? I mean, someone want to wear a woman dress in schools, it will be a little bit more acceptable. But the problem now is that we all know that gender ideology, gender expression lead to child mutilations, and they are laws in place actually that allow the children to consent to all this. In BC, we have something called the BC Infant Act, and the BC Infant Act it's a new act. I think it was there in 2017 or 15, and it said that the children can consent to any kind of medical things like the vaccines and the surgery, cosmetic surgeries, and all this stuff. So, and in order to consent, you have to be a mature minor. And a mature minor means someone who understands what the doctor said and the risk involved with all the procedures. So a 7 years old for a doctor can be a mature minor. So those children can consent to puberty blockers without parent consent and without parents being involved. And now you got all those policies in school, which I got on my website. You got those policies in school that said that while school can hide what's going on, right? If the home is not safe, right, because the parents are bigot, homophobe, transphobe, whatever they're gonna call it, then the kids at school can socially transitions in schools, and and the school doesn't have to tell the parents. But the things we know is that if they start to socially transitions in school, they will end up in puberty blockers, estrogens, and everything, because they actually. It's not going to be the children's choice. They are going to manipulate the children to believe that these children need to go on puberty blockers to stop puberty, and they're going to make them believe that there is no damage in doing that, and you can just stop the puberty without any consequence. And I actually went on the FDA site, and I suggest this to everyone. I already downloaded all the information, so even if they erased it, I still have it. But I'm pretty sure they're going to keep it this, because as I said, they have to groom us to believe that what they are doing is okay. So that's why they keep that information there. And so I went on theirs, and I find the definitions, like the side effect of puberty blockers, and it's horrible. It's horrible actually. It chemically castrated children. It made them infertile. It removed the bone density, and it created, I think, 28% of those were tested on adults. They were not tested on children, okay? And 28% of them suffer from depression. So we're telling the child who's already depressed, we're telling them that, that may be because the safe is a girl. It's maybe because you're a girl born in the wrong body. That's why you are so depressed. So in order to fix that depression, we are going to give the child an untested medication on children that cause depression. So the child is already depressed. We're going to give them something that is going to increase that actually. And there are more research out there that shown that the risk of suicide of children is not before the transition, it's after the transition. You know, after all the medications effect kind of fade away, and that's the things too. Right, during the times they are on puberty blockers, they give other medication, antidepressant to children, and they're gonna give some vitamins and some other things to keep the bones, a bit better. So they are drug. It's not just puberty blocker they are giving. They are giving a lot of stuff they won't counter the effect of puberty blockers, but like the bone density, you won't 100% counter it. It will counter it a little bit, but then you give them antidepressants, which by themselves have a lot of side effect. And regarding testosterone, they give this to they have the right to give this to little girl, and the little girls they have the right to consent to this without parents. If you go to the BC Children Hospitals on internet, you go on the section genders, you're gonna see everything I'm saying is right there. It's right to the public. Transcare BC is the same, and you probably got the other clinics in Ontario that does the same. So regarding testosterone, we are giving testosterone to someone again who suffer from depressions for not being born in the good body, let's say. So but testosterone, we all know that steroid is very bad for people, right? That was like something that we all knew, that steroid can create a lot of violence behaviors, a lot of when a woman takes steroids, a lot of things happens to the body that is very not nice, and well, testosterone can create depression, and now we're just giving this to children that they never really made tests to it, and they are off-label drugs. They're not even labeled for that. And when I'm saying that, it's true. If you go on the FDA site, you'll see it. It's not just us speaking and paranoid about what's going on in school and the effect of those drugs. This is all online if you have a look at it. So yeah, so regarding the teacher misconduct case, I just want to show you. I got the, that's one. Wait a minute. Everybody can see me. I got the database here. Oops. If you want to go on the site here, then you can search the name of some teachers. Then if you click on that case can open. And this case is directly, so every case here is directly on the governmental site. So everything is on my site. It's not, I mean, I got the copy of the PDF, but mostly it's linked to this site, just to show people that this is the truth. I'm not making anything up. If they click here, that case is gonna link directly to the teacher regulations, government.bc.ca, and blah blah, all them. So those are real things going on. And they're here regarding the book locations. As I said, I'm jumping to one thing to one another. I'm not a public speaker, so getting used to it.
Okay,
So
misconduct of what? What are you saying misconduct? Are you talking about sexual misconduct?
there we go. That's right. You're right, actually, I should update this on the site. It's a teacher misconduct related to sexual abuse. So what it is, I download all the case of the teacher misconduct, and I make research within them about, let's say, word sexual, porn, grooms, and it gives me a lot of case which I read, then put on the site. So they are sexual misconduct. You're right, it's exactly that.
If they've been convicted of that?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if the case, yeah, for sure, they are convicted. Yeah, because the case I'm showing is the decisions from the board, actually, that is there. So they all been convicted of that. It's not just, definitely. I'm very careful with that stuff, actually, not to put someone who has been accused, because some people can be accused of sexual abuse and they never abuse anybody. So I'm very careful about that, actually. Yeah, go ahead.
I did a lot of research on this,
Yeah.
and I would have to dig it out. But if you actually compare to child sexual abuse in the church and with teachers, when you are comparing exactly apples to apples, the teachers come out in greater numbers. But
Yeah.
it's all hidden from the public.
That's a good point, yeah.
And that you can go, because what I did go into that Ontario database, we have access to that.
Yeah.
But it's all swept under the carpet, all of it.
Yeah.
And there will be, and you said 2 other provinces have the
Yeah,
same,
BC
have
has
the
all
same
that.
thing.
That's
You
cool.
can easily go look up, if you're in those provinces, any of your children's teachers in the past or present. And there was actually research, I'd have to dig it was a number of years ago, but if you're going to compare exactly the same percentages, teachers are more.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely.
More than church.
And now things are going to increase because of gender ideology and sexual orientation. We are removing all the mechanisms that protect children against sexual abuse. And now school has become an even for pedophiles to go there and abuse children, because now, showing pictures of two people having sex toward children, it's sexual abuse. Showing sexually explicit material to children according to sections 171.1, I believe, of the criminal code is sexual abuse. It is clearly defined there that it is sexual. Section 171.1 and the paragraph 5, if you look at it, it's clear. Showing sexually explicit material to children is child abuse. So we create generations of children that has been abused. And the Canadian Centre of Child Protection, which is it's governmentally founded, and is actually where the RCMP is taking most of the information regarding sexual abuse. Let's say, what are the effects of sexual abuse of children, what is grooming. There is lots of documentations on that side. The Canadian Centre of Child Protection. They have two research regarding K-12 abuse, and they have raised the alarms where I think in 2017, they raised the alarm about all the abuse that is happening in school. And this is before all of the gender ideologies and sexual orientations really explode. Because now it's exploding. I mean, those activists in school, they're just doubling down on this thing, right? So they are very respectful organizations out there that are proving the point that actually I'm making just as a dad. So that's why I put everything public, so that people know that this is the truth. And here I got the list of some of the school districts that I have looked at. Well, let's take your famous Waterloo School District. And if you click here, let's just go with the PDF. Wait a minute.
You got into all the different school boards across the country?
Yeah, most of them. I mean, I'm still missing a couple. It's just me.
As a trustee, I can't even get into that and search for a book in school libraries.
Oh, you should be able.
I cannot.
Which school district?
Durham.
Durham, let's take a look. Yeah, as a trustee, they have to give you the...
No, they just cut it off. I cannot.
Sure, but I got it right there. That one? That one here?
Is it Durham?
Durham,
yes,
yeah.
It's Durham, yep.
There we go. So Durham School Districts, I got a PDF of it, so I didn't do an Excel sheet. But yeah, that one I was able to go in if I got the PDF. Yeah, there we go. So on that one you got... That's a 500-page document, actually. Yeah, so I can give it to you. So you can just go there and the reason actually that one, you see that one, I had a tough time actually. That's why it ended up with 500 document, the way I had to do it to get the information. But you got all those weird books right there.
Can I tell you that? Can I ask questions now? Do you want it after? Doesn't matter.
Of course.
Oh, well, we can talk. I mean,
After, but
yeah.
yeah.
So what happened was, because I was starting to search the books,
Yeah.
and at the beginning of the year, or even a couple of months ago, I was able to search the books within the school libraries, like gender queer. I wanted to see which libraries had. And as soon as the parents started to come to the meetings and ask about those books, all of a sudden I could no longer search those books. And I'm told it's operations, it has nothing to do with trustees.
So they remove the access after.
I was doing the same thing
Unbelievable.
on a bunch of issues. Policies are no longer accessible through the website. You have to request them. It's become an FIPA query now, and it's just to silence, stop the questions and silence the parents.
Just need to drink some water. Yeah, so you're right. They actually start to block the access, but I already got everything about that district, and not all of them. I missed some of them. And regarding the policy, I probably have the policy that they try to to remove, because I did download a lot of data from those school districts. So if anyone doesn't find one policy, just ask me. I may have this on my servers, so I can help with that. And yeah, so I can give you that document there for
And
the.
do you have like a top, how many books are you actually searching?
I'm searching 35 books, but the one that I got here, I just got 20 somethings on the website so far. And just so people know, I buy the books, and I read the books, I make research within the books, and I take screenshot of the books. So all the books are there, I got those books. I didn't want like online and take the review of an American site or something like that. I purchase it and make my own review of it. So yeah, genderqueer. Let's take a look at genderqueer. All those. And just by the way, genderqueer. Wait a minute.
And
Before.
are you
Yeah,
differentiating
just.
secondary and elementary?
Yeah, well, I got all the list of the school.
Everything.
So yeah. So just for the people who are listening online, just I'm gonna show some sexually explicit materials. So remove the kids from the computer.
It's available for the kids.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like, I don't recommend any children to read that. So could you imagine when we do some protests, and I like to name them information sessions, because I don't believe in protests really, but they're useful. Okay, I just don't like the word, but so I call it, we do some information sessions, and we have to flip the image of the box, right? Because sometimes there is kids around, right? And you can't show this to children. It's clear. You can show that, what I'm going to show you, to children. So as normal citizens, we are more responsible than librarians in school, because this is accessible. This is accessible to children in school. And just to say one thing, at the districts when my children go, I was able to remove that books 2 weeks ago. So I contacted the trustee, and I showed them the list of books. But wait a minute, 1 year before I contacted them, they did nothing. No, they just did something. I guess it's because my name became on there for some reason, right? So they probably worried that I exposed them, which I will if they do anything. And that's something I want to touch too. You know, I don't know if there is a lot of religious people out there, but even if you're not religious, doesn't matter. But you know, the old book said, you know, expose them. You know, I mean, we have to expose evil. So the reason, before I was able to remove genderqueer, I actually were able to remove 3 books at my daughter's school. And it took me 1 week to remove that. Okay? I exposed them. I showed the entire wall, the name of the principal, the email I sent to him, and the books that were there. It was damn simple. Yeah, so it's very simple. So
You exposed it how though? How did you do that?
Oh, Facebook, Twitters, everywhere.
Social media.
Yeah, on social media, yeah. But you know, on social media there is some Abbotsford groups, which where I live, when everyone in Abbotsford start to know this. So the word was getting around, and I think the best things to do is to expose them. And the thing is, you don't need to, you don't what's the name? Not discriminations. The other one, baby lose something about that. Defamation. You don't defame against them when you do this, because the only things you say what they are doing. So I'm saying, okay, this school have these books. That's it. Then I show some pictures of the books. And this is enough for people to understand. I don't need to tell them anything about that principles or who he is or whatever. Or if there is a teacher that dressed like a woman and told the entire class that he's a pansexual and whatever sexual things. I actually got a teacher in Abbotsford. Just want to give you that story. That had pictures of him dressed like a woman, and he had a gender unicorns on his classrooms, right? And beside the gender unicorn, on the gender unicorn, he was grading himself like, okay, I'm this man, this woman, my sexual orientation is pansexual, sapiosexual. You know, it's like the only things I did actually is put him online. That's all I did. That was enough for people to understand what's going on. So that's it. I didn't say anything bad about him. I just said, there we go, that's what he does. So I think exposing the teacher or the principal, the school itself, it's a very good thing to do. And parents, most of parents are going to drop the children in school, so they're going to have that face-to-face time with the teacher. If the teacher is pushing gender ideology if they are arguing with this stuff, you know, make them uncomfortable. You know, go there with a freaking teacher. Like, I love Jesus, or, you know, what is a woman's? You know, you go there, you try to provoke this to make them feel uncomfortable to teaching bullshit to our children. And I think it's a very good way to solve that, not to solve entirely that problem, but to show them that what they are doing is wrong, and you are going to stand for the kids, and you are going to have an influence with other parents, because I don't think any parents want this kind of stuff to be shown to children, which I'm going to show you.
Here,
Yeah?
what happened with those 2 incidents that you?
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to finish that. Okay, sorry, I jump from one thing to the other. So yes, okay, so the 3 books, they remove it. The 3 books, like it took me a week, they removed the book, and I made this public that they removed the books. They actually removed the books in the entire district. Okay, so I still, and that one, actually I didn't have to fill up any form. So after that, for them to remove the books from the school of mine, I didn't have to fill out any form. You know, I just express them and show them the pictures of the book. I buy the books and they go, oh my gosh, that's not good for children, and I expose them. Right, so they see that I don't give a shit. And I actually told the teacher, the principal, yeah, so I told the principal, actually, I told him, listen, and this is exactly what I said. I said, if you want to play stupid, I can play stupid. It's not a problem. You know what I mean? If you want to show this to my kids, let's just play stupid. And I think at some points parents have to act like that. And especially father. The entire society is made to make father believes that they don't have to protect their children in the society well. Right? You know, your children's getting abused, oh, I'm gonna see which policy I have to write. I'm gonna call the police while my children's getting abused because I cannot do anything, right? You know, I got the police that's gonna help me. That's not true. If your children's getting abused, you just take care of the abuser. Then you call the police. You know what I mean? It's clear. But we live in a world where, you know, oh, the children's getting abused, then I'm gonna go with whatever forms and whoever I have to call. No, the main protections of a child is the father, you know, and the mother as well. But you know what I mean. So it's the father. It's the father that is going to remove that abuser from the child and do, you know, just make sure it doesn't happen again. And father have to bring this back from themselves, that they are the one protecting their children. It's not the police, it's not the government. If your children is getting abused, you protect them. And so you know, yeah. So that's the thing. That's what have to happen. And in any way, with exposing them and with you know, if they truly, you know, so you understand what I mean, right? So.
Pierre?
Yeah, go on.
Can you share with everybody in the audience what happened when you emailed the Waterloo District School Board?
Oh yeah, I got a couple of things. I just need to finish one story. Sorry, okay, the gender queer. I'm just gonna. I jump on this after and remind me if I forgot. It may be possible. Okay. So okay, look at this. Look at this. So gender queer. So what they promote. So this is what is in school. And I'm not gonna show this a lot because there is people on the other side. So that's what is in school. Okay, and look at this. And that one here, you see this? So this is even this is like, this is disgusting anyway. So there are many books like that. This is not the only one. And I'm careful because I'm not sure if they can see it, and maybe there is children on the other side, so I don't want to keep focus on that to that. You know, because maybe there is a dad that's gonna come and punch me here if you know, I mean, so I just. And you know, I will accept the punch, right? Because I show this to, you know what I mean, right? So okay, anyway. So hopefully it won't happen. But anyway, so yes, I see that book. I show this I give the list to the trustee, and then one of the trustee, a very good trustee, I'm not gonna name it yet. One day I will name it, but when you want. And he went directly to the schools and pick up the book. And then they realized that, oh my gosh, Pierre is not a religious freak, you know, that just make up stories because he doesn't like LGBTQ people, which I don't mind, by the way. I have friends that are, I don't even consider them LGBTQ, they're either gay, lesbian, or trans. You know, I don't care about the freaking that groups thing. So, yeah, so anyway, so then you bring the books and show this to the school superintendent. They remove it right away into school, right away. When they saw that the book was there, and how bad the book was, they remove it. So, but on that school board, but on other school board, like the Chilliwack one, they're gonna say, oh, this book is excellent for children, that have them read this. And there are books actually that, this one is bad, but let's talk about it. That book is just horrible. It's on the site. I'm gonna show.
You think it's worse?
Oh yes. Oh yeah, let's talk about it. I can show you quickly. Wait a minute, I want to go with what was your question again?
But do you
The
get-
Waterloo District School Board.
The
When you
what?
emailed them.
Yeah, but I said to buy
Waterloo or was it Hamilton?
Alton. Actually, Alton. But I emailed the Waterloo School Districts and I emailed the things that I did actually is I wanted to make the trustee aware. I may be you're a trustee? I've emailed you. That's possible. Which school? The one? I'm not sure if I sent an email to the other one. But anyway, so
I would have known, I didn't see it.
yeah, that's probably didn't send to that one. Yeah. So I sent email to a lot of school districts all across the country, which the laws, and it's a very informative emails. And then I give them the links of all the book they have in the school districts, and I give them screenshot of the books they have. And the Alton school district, there is a lady there that came back to me, and she says she wants to call the police on me because I exposed them to sexually explicit material. For real, this is all. I believe I put that one. So she emailed me back saying me that. So yeah, so then I replied to her actually, and the entire people was on that email, and I CC the police chief of Alton, which seems to be an amazing guy actually, because I read all this bio. The guy seems, good. Seems like a good man, which is most of the police officers. Actually, they are good people. They try just to show us the bad one because they want us to turn it against the police. But actually, most of the police, they are conservative people that want to protect the people. And the peoples in the military is the same. They are conservative. So I actually have a good relationship with the police. I BCC the police on most of the email I send. So if I cross the line, they'll tell me. It's very simple. Yeah, so that's it. So the Alton school. So I replied to her and the entire groups that here's the Alton school district police officer. I show him exactly. So now you can contact him, and the material I show you is actually the material that is in your school library. Right, they never came back to me, but I actually like those emails regardless if those emails are positive or negative. I like when they acknowledge the receptions of the email. So that's means that now they know it.
She read it.
There we go, she read it. So that's the thing. So the Waterloo school districts, I think it's David, right? That were David Tobal. He went there to talk about I think it's Blue as Highs. And I'm not sure about the entire story, but I think the school district was saying, well, we didn't know the book was there. I said, no, you know it, because Pierre sent you an email. So they know it that the book were there because I sent them an email before that David was going to. So it's very. I think one of the first moves actually is to put them aware of what's going on in school. So if you have the proof, give them the proof, show them the books that are theirs, and the reaction they're gonna have is gonna define who they really are. It's very simple. Yeah.
So did Halton remove those?
Oh no, Alton School District I think is the Workers School District. I find. No, Waterloo?
Yeah, the journal's pretty good.
Yeah.
We
You see.
reviewed that book last year, or 2 years ago perhaps.
Yeah.
And the people on the review committee said it was just fine.
Oh yeah, is that?
So it's still in the book.
It's crazy, right? When you look just the image, right? And they keep, and then sometimes they say, oh, but you take the books out of context, right? You say, oh, this out of context, you got a books because that's one of the things they're gonna use to with us, right? The argument, they say, well, it's like there is a context to abuse children. No, there's no context. In no context you can abuse children, and showing this to children is child abuse. So for me, it's clear. So when they told me, well, the books there's a context in the books. I'm sorry, but if my children see this, whoever showed this to my children, if he's a man, is gonna have a slap in the face. You know what I mean? Because he abused my children. You know what I mean? If she's a woman, my wife will take care of her. Okay, so yeah, but you know what I mean? So it's like at some point, yeah. So anyway, so
Pierre, I'm sorry to interrupt
Yeah, go ahead.
you. Did you say you took that book to the police and they said it was not acceptable? Or
No.
Did you show the police that? Or?
No, but the police are aware of the books that are there, but it's there is some things about the police doesn't intervene too much with what the school board does yet, okay, but it will happen, and I think it's already started, because this thing was way too political, okay, and even the police themselves, maybe some of them were thinking that we were transphobic and homophobic and all the phobic you can imagine, so maybe they thought that we were going this in bad faith, actually, but I think the police. Everything started to be like less politicized, kind of, you know what I mean, and they start to understand a bit more what happened. But the thing is too is that the police actually need the proof. The police is not there investigating all the libraries, so I think it's for the parents to find the books and send this to the trustee, because there is actually a process. When you find those kind of stuff, you have to make the institutions aware of what's going on, that they are committed abuse of, or that you just have a doubt. Because in regards to sexual abuse, you don't need to have the full proof that there is sexual abuse happen. Just a doubt that there may be an abuse happen with the children is enough to make a complaint about this. You don't need, and even you should not even investigate it. You know, you should just say, okay, I have a doubt. As I saw the box. I have a doubt that maybe there is children that could have been access to these books, therefore they could have been abused. And this is the way that I wrote it actually in the email. So I have, yeah, go on. Let's go.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you have the French Catholic board?
I probably did the French one, but I'm not sure if I put it online. The Catholic, I know which one you're talking about. Oh shit. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, one.
I think that's the new one. Catholic School Board, is that the one? CBS, CBO?
I can't see it, sorry. What does it say?
Catholic School Board, CDSBEO. Yeah, I can probably find this. I can probably find it. Yeah, it's, you know, and I did find a lot of those books actually in Catholic and Christian school. So
Yeah.
this is and in Surrey, let's mention the people in Surrey actually. One of the there is the Surrey kind of associations for Catholic schools, I believe, in BC, and I exposed all the books that were in that association. It's a big school board for Catholic school, and it actually had a big effect because it did wake up the Christians community a lot. It pissed them off because there's already a labels on church that churches are responsible for lots of abuse, which is a true label. This is not a false label. I'm not here to protect any institutions, regardless of the church, schools, or governmentals, or whatever. There is abuse that has happened in church. There's still abuse that happened there, and there are lots of abuse actually that happen in Catholics and Christian schools. So it's still there, and I'm exposing them too. All the teacher misconduct cases I have, lots of them are within the Christians and mostly Catholic school actually, not Christians, just for the people who can make the difference. But so anyway, so I'm exposing the. So then, where I was with what was the question? Did I skipping something? Oh, Catholic school. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Le français. Yeah. I can find it. Yeah, I can find it definitely. And yeah. So yeah, and the Canadian gosh. When the association I showed you before, the Canadian. Well, I don't remember the name. It's on my website. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you go here, I got the link. Here we go. And the gender ideology. Definitions, protections. Just try to find out where it is. Damn it, where is? Well, let's take a look at one template actually that I sent to Trusty. I don't find what I want to find, but there we go. There is a lesson to that template. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. So that's one of the templates actually that I put. That's the type of email that I send to school districts. So I don't know if only in Ontario, but in BC, the school board is responsible for approving school material. I don't know if it's the same in Ontario, but it's probably the same. It's probably made like that all across the country. So I made them well aware of that. I made them aware that school trustee exists for the children's, and their role is to guide, protect, defend, and advocate for them. Therefore, educational policy are developed on what is best for the growth, protection, and development of the whole child. Which I don't think sexual orientations and gender identity help in any matter for that. So, trustee partner with parent. I think trustee have forgot that they partner with us, with parent, and it's not an ego game. Who's got the most power? And I think a lot of trustees actually they're very upset, and we have hurt their feelings or the ego a little bit, and they don't want to. They don't want to give power back, so realize that they were wrong. But they're gonna have to stop this game because at some point we will find that a lot of abuse were related to gender ideology and sexual orientation. Those school boards are going to be, I think there is a word for that, vicariously responsible for what happened to the children. And there are cases in the Ontario, I believe it's Alton if I remember good, that they have case of abuse that the board, by the actions or the inactions, were responsible of the abuse, even without abusing the child, and they had to pay big fine for that individually. They were responsible for it. So the trustee out there that they don't want to go out and say that they are wrong, well later they are going to pay a price for allowing this abuse in schools. And when I'm talking about abuse, I'm also talking about child mutilations. And there is sexual abuse, but there's actually a lot of children getting their breast cut, children getting chemically castrated with Lupron. It's crazy. I was saying that before. I think our country is worse than the Nazi. Okay, because during World War II, during all those times, some of the Germans didn't know that the camp existed. Because if they all would have known that they had camp, they probably would have done something. If they all know what they were doing to the Jews, they all have done something. But a lot were in the dark. They didn't know what was happening. They knew it after the war was done. Here in Canada, we are well aware that child mutilation is happening, and with puberty blockers and vasectomy for little girls, testosterone and all this. We are aware of this, and most of the people do nothing. So that's what I'm saying. This is worse than the Nazi. And if we continue in that line, if we continue with the lines that, okay, well, things that happens, I know that things are happens. I know with my conscience that things are completely wrong. Everyone knows that mutilating a child is wrong. Everyone knows except the trans activist, of course. So anyway, so if we all continue like that, we are killing our own conscience. And that's the problem, right? Every day that you don't do anything about something that is wrong, you are killing your humanity. It's from within your conscience. I think that's a plan that maybe a bit of conspiracy here, but I think that's kinds of one part of the plan here is to destroy our conscience and make us less human. So every day they block us from speaking about it, and people have fear. They know something is wrong and they do nothing about it. Then they lose themselves. They lose the humanity. So I think it's and I think that's what was happening before. But I think that the spells, let's say, of gender ideology and sexual orientation, I think is fading away, and people are waking up right now, and they are going to fight back against this. This is a crime against humanity. There's nothing, and for the people who believe in God, there's nothing more close to God than a child. There's nothing. This is an attack on God. This is a pure attack. There's nothing more anti-life than gender ideology. Everything about this is, it's against creation. It's even against biology. I was explaining this before about biology. Bios in the old Greek mean life, and two, the science of life is binary. So they are destroying all the everything anyway. So that's one of the layers. And like I said, I just want to show you something that is important on that later.
Pierre, the school boards, I don't know what it's like at West, but they don't have anything to do with the medical transitioning of children, as far as I know. But I know they do the, and it's not benign at all, the social transitioning of children.
Yeah, well, therefore they are responsible
Right?
for the medical
So
trend.
that's,
Yeah.
that is just a step before.
Yeah, exactly.
But I always wonder how the children, if, especially if you're keeping it from the parents.
Yeah.
How the child then transitions medically, how do they get to that doctor, how do they get to that psychologist, or how do they?
Isn't it?
And nobody will answer that question for me in the
Yeah.
board, I asked it.
It's easy. It's gonna be the activist
Yeah.
teacher in that school who will gladly, physically, convince that child, why don't you come talk to this doctor? That's
How
what's
does that-
happening.
That teacher is not allowed to drive that child to a doctor. That is not allowed.
Yeah, but there is lots of things. Yeah.
Teachers are.
Yeah.
They would do it under a guise of maybe, I'll drive blah blah to the practice.
Yeah, but
Or home.
Yeah.
I
But-
think
Unfortunately, some parents are also falling for it.
I,
Pardon?
I,
Parents are falling for
I
it.